गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत नः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Excellencies, Director General of Indian Council for Cultural Relations, ICCR, Dr. Jose Leon Herrera, Professor of Sanskrit and Director of Center for Oriental Studies, PUCP, Professor Carlos Aquino, Director of Center for Asian Studies, National University of San Marcos, distinguished scholars of Sanskrit, Head of Game App SportsWiz Technologies, members of Indian community and friends of India in Peru and Bolivia, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste. I extend very warm welcome to all of you to this virtual launching of an app to learn Sanskrit called Little Guru, which is unique for many of its features, creative techniques and user-friendly tools. It is indeed a matter of genuine happiness for us that such an app is going to be available to all those who are keen to learn Sanskrit in Peru and Bolivia. As widely known, Sanskrit is one of the oldest languages in the world and mother of many Indo-European languages. Sanskrit is a highly scientific and cultured language. Its grammatical structure is well evolved. Also, it is considered as the most perfectly programmable computer language. We in India consider it a divine language, Deva Bhasha, through which the eternal wisdom for the welfare of humanity has been transmitted. It is therefore imperative that Sanskrit can open the door to some of the greatest literary treasures of mankind. I am proud to share with you that there are scholars in this part of the world who are passionate about Sanskrit and involved in academic research activities. Let me acknowledge the virtual presence of professors and Sanskrit scholars as special guests today. Professor Herrera commenced his studies in Sanskrit at the National University of San Marcos, Lima by concentrating on Sanskrit grammar and ancient texts of Rigveda, Upanishads and Meghaduta. The credit for academic and research work on Sanskrit being pursued at the Center for Oriental Studies of PUCP goes to Professor Herrera. His passion for Sanskrit was deeply admired by Indian scholars when he visited India as ICCR's guest in 1983. His contribution to learning of Sanskrit and Indian philosophy as well as translation of classical Sanskrit texts into Spanish is commendable. I am happy to state that some of his students of Sanskrit are now continuing this mission in other universities in Peru and other countries. I would like to commend the Indian Council for Cultural Relations ICCR for its vision and efforts to make Sanskrit easy to learn and accessible to millions of people across the world. I am so happy that ICCR has collaborated with Game App SportsViz Technologies in developing Little Guru. This app's unique feature of using innovative gaming techniques, artificial intelligence, and advanced user interface makes learning Sanskrit easy and fun. The best aspect of this method of learning is that you do not need to step out of your home, no classroom learning is required, or no physical gathering of students is involved. I feel the timing is highly appropriate as we observe strict health protocols in Peru and Bolivia to ward off coronavirus. Friends, we are presently commemorating India's 75 and Peru's bicentenary. In this context, it is very important to recall how culture, philosophy, and people-to-people links have been an important dimension in our growing relations. There is a strong liking for Indian culture, dance, music, tradition, philosophy, and wisdom. Yoga is widely practiced in Peru and Bolivia, and there is strong desire to strengthen cooperation in traditional systems of medicine and wellness, including Ayurveda. The role and support of ICCR has been extremely crucial in this journey. I wish to thank ICCR, especially its Director General, Shri Dinesh Patnaik, for the support in bringing languages, culture, art, education, and Indian philosophy to the people of Peru and Bolivia. ICCR's vision and action in making Little Guru app available will certainly go a long way in fulfilling the desire of all those who have been waiting for an opportunity to learn Sanskrit. My thanks to the head of Game App SportsViz Technologies for developing this app. I also convey our deep appreciation to Professor Herrera and other scholars as well as lovers of Sanskrit and India. I invite you all in Peru and Bolivia to make use of this app and benefit from the world of Sanskrit. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Om Vasudevasutam Devam Kansachanurmardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om Sri Paramatmani Namah. Ath Dvadasodhyaya Arjuna Vacha Evam Satati Yuktaye Bhaktastam Parupasati Ichapya Charma Vyaktam Te Samke Yoga Vittamaha Sri Bhagwan Vacha Mayavesya Mano Imam Nityayukta Upasati Sraddhaya Pariyupita Asti Me Yukta Tamamata Ittvacharma Nirdesya Vyaktam Parupasati Sarvatra Gamicintyam Cha Kutastam Chalam Dhruvam Sanniyamendriya Gramam Sarvatra Samabuddhaya Te Prapnuvanti Mamiva Sarvabhuta Hitirataha Klesodiktarasti Sam Avyakta Sakta Chetasam Avyaktai Gatir Dukkam Deyavadhirvapyati Etu Sarvadi Karmadi Mai Sanyasya Matpara Anannenaiva Yogena Mam Dhyayanta Upasati Te Samam Samudharita Mrityu Sansari Sagarat Bhavami Nachirat Partha Maya Visiti Chetasam Mayeva Manaya Dasva May Buddhim Nivesaya Nivasisyasi Mayeva Aturdvam Na Sansaya Atachittam Samadhatum Na Saknosi May Stiram अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं तथा कुरु यथात्मवान् श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानाद् विशिष्यति ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम् अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुणैव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखः सुखक्षमी सन्तुष्टा सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चय मयि अर्पितमनोबुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः समे प्रियः यस्मान्नोदिजति लोको लोकान्नोदिजति च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः अनपेक्षा शुचिर्दक्षा उदासीनो गतव्यतः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः समे प्रियः यो न हिष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान्यः समे प्रियः समशत्रौ च मित्री च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समसङ्गविवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेता स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः एतु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासति श्रद्धाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रिया ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता सूपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे भक्तियोगो नाम द्वादशोऽध्यायः हरिः ओं तत्सत् हरिः ओं तत्सत् हरिः ओं तत्सत् श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु शुभं भूयात् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Agradezco a la misión diplomática de la República de la India en el Perú, representada por su embajador, el excelentísimo señor Mandaruko Shibaragiri, su gentil invitación para participar en esta presentación de la novedosa aplicación para aprender sánscrito, elaborada por el Instituto de Relaciones Culturales de la India, bajo el sugestivo título de Little Guru, vale decir, el pequeño guru, en la que se combinan armoniosamente los más modernos métodos de enseñanza con los tradicionales caminos de aprendizaje del sánscrito. Esta venerable e importantísima lengua de alguna manera cohesiona la unidad de la cultura de la India desde el punto de vista lingüístico. Se dice que el sánscrito es una lengua difícil. El aprendizaje del sánscrito dura 12 años, solía decir un adagio popular. Dvada Shavir Varshavir Sanskritam Shruyate. Pero aquí, con ayuda de las modernas tecnologías, será una tarea grata y entretenida internarse en el mundo maravilloso de la literatura sánscrita, que incluye todos los géneros literarios, desde las escrituras sagradas hasta la literatura de los cuentos y las fábulas, pasando por las grandes epopeyas, las leyendas, los tratados científicos, técnicos y políticos, la poesía lírica, la literatura teatral, las obras filosóficas, etc. Por lo demás, la llegada del conocimiento del sánscrito a la cultura occidental en el siglo XVII fue de capital importancia en el desarrollo de la lingüística comparada, pues permitió establecer significativos vínculos de parentesco lingüístico entre los idiomas que integran la llamada familia de lenguas indoeuropeas, ya que en sánscrito se conservan algunos de los textos más antiguos de esta gran familia. Pero el sánscrito no solo es una lengua sagrada y muy antigua, cuyos inicios se remontan al segundo o tercer milenio antes de nuestra era, sino que además es una lengua viva en el complejo mosaico de los muchos idiomas que se hablan en la India de hoy en día, y que conserva el sánscrito plenamente toda su fuerza creativa gracias a los innumerables recursos lingüísticos de que dispone. Por eso, le deseamos el mejor de los éxitos a esta bella iniciativa de promover a nivel mundial el fácil aprendizaje de esta lengua maravillosa. Muchas gracias.
Nidhanapataye namaha, Nidhanapatantikaya namaha, Urdhvaya namaha, Urdhvalingaya namaha, Hiranyaya namaha, Hiranyalingaya namaha, Suvarnaya namaha, Suvarnalingaya namaha, Divyaya namaha, Divyalingaya namaha, Bhavaya namaha, Bhavalingaya namaha, Sharvaya namaha, Sharvalingaya namaha, Shivaya namaha, Shivalingaya namaha, Jwalaya namaha, Jwalalingaya namaha, Atmaya namaha, Atmalingaya namaha, Paramaya namaha, Paramalingaya namaha, Etatsomasya suryasya sarvalinga kastapayati पाणिमन्त्रं पवित्रं सत्यो जातं प्रपद्यामि सत्यो जाताय वै नमो नमः भवे भवे नाधिभवे भवस्व मां भवोद्भवाय नमः वामदेवाय नमो ज्येष्ठाय नमः श्रेष्ठाय नमो रुद्राय नमः कालाय नमः कलविकरणाय नमो बलविकरणाय नमो बालाय नमो बलप्रमथनाय नमः सर्वभूतदमनाय नमो मनोन्मनाय नमः अघोरेभ्यो घोरघोरतरेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः सर्वसर्वेभ्यो नमस्ते अस्तु रुद्ररूपेभ्यः तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्र प्रचोदयात् ईशान सर्वविद्यानां ईश्वर सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्मणोऽधिपतिर्ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो नमो हिरण्यबाहवे हिरण्यवर्णाय हिरण्यरूपाय हिरण्यपतये अम्बिकापतय उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः ऋतगुं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः सर्वो वै रुद्रस्तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु पुरुषो वै रुद्रः सन्महो नमो नमः विश्वं भूतं भुवनं चित्रं बहुधा जातं जायमानं च यत् सर्वो ह्येष रुद्रस्तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु कद्रुद्राय प्रचेतसे मेधुष्टमाय तव्यसे भोचे वशन्तमगुं हृदे सर्वो ह्येष रुद्रस्तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Buenas a todos ustedes. Es para mí un gusto participar en las actividades por el lanzamiento de una aplicación para el aprendizaje del sánscrito. El sánscrito es una de las lenguas más antiguas del mundo, escritura también, y ha servido pues para dejar registro de la historia de una gran civilización como es la de la India. No solo eso, el sánscrito ha permitido escribir obras como literatura, historia, ¿no?, que nos ha narrado qué es lo que ha pasado con, por ejemplo, ¿no?, las grandes religiones que han surgido en la India, entre ellos, por ejemplo, el hinduismo y el budismo, ¿no?, que ha tenido un impacto en todo el mundo. No solo eso, el sánscrito ha sido la base, su escritura, para la escritura de otros países, especialmente en el Asia, ¿no? Dicen que el sánscrito, aprender no es complicado, ¿no? De hecho, alguna vez escuché que se decía que el sánscrito podría ser ese famoso idioma, lenguaje universal, que no existe, ¿no? el mundo está dividido en cientos o miles de lenguas, idiomas, y alguien dijo, si todo el mundo aprendería el sánscrito, que es bastante sencillo comparado con otros idiomas, el mundo quizás podría alcanzar una mejor comprensión, dado que podríamos todo el mundo hablar un solo dialecto, ¿no? Entonces es increíble, si bien es cierto, el sánscrito como tal ya no es usado por muchas personas, incluso en la misma India, pero mucha de la literatura antigua está escrito en sánscrito. Y hay personas, hay académicos, incluso hay personas que les gusta aprender y se sigue conservando este idioma, escritura que nunca va a morir, ¿no? Por eso también me parece muy bien que la Embajada de la India quiera hacer eventos para promocionar el aprendizaje en nuestro país, y espero que tenga la mayor aceptación aquí. Eso es todo. Muchas gracias.
Om Saiswaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayate. Om Saiswaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayate. Om Saiswaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Namaskar. I welcome you all to the launch of the first ever gamified Sanskrit learning app. Now, many of people ask me, why do we need to learn Sanskrit? And for all the educated listeners of today's event, I don't have to explain why we need to learn Sanskrit. Sanskrit was known as the language of the gods. The first written word in the world was in Sanskrit, in the Rig Vedas. But more than that, Sanskrit held the keys to most of the religious texts of many of the religions of the world. Hinduism, naturally, everything was in Sanskrit. Buddhism, most of the texts, the chants, was in Sanskrit. Jainism, Sikhism, many of the religions of the world, their religious texts were in Sanskrit. More than just the religious texts, many of the languages of the world, in fact, many of the languages in India, whether it is Bengali, whether it's Gujarati, Marathi, Tamil, many of the languages use Sanskrit as a base for creating the language. So Sanskrit was important in that sense, but just not the text. Sanskrit held the key to the philosophies in these religions, the philosophy of Hinduism, the philosophy of Buddhism, the philosophy of Jainism. It held the key to the philosophies and the key to some of the greatest literary treasures of the world, the Vedas, the Upanishads, the great epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata. All these could be opened and were written originally in Sanskrit. So learning Sanskrit gives us an opening, a door into these great literary treasures. But not only that, they were relevant in today's world also. In the 80s, NASA did a study on all languages of the world to see which language could be used for doing computer language, which was the most computerable language. And they realized that given its clear grammatical structure, its very strict pronunciations, that Sanskrit was the most computerable language in the world. Not only that, Sanskrit was also a language which had a structure which could merge into any computerable system. And so Sanskrit was a language which was not only of the ancient text, but of modern day times also. However, it was difficult to learn Sanskrit. Unlike Latin, which went out of fashion or which people stopped using, Sanskrit is still a living language, taught in many parts of India and across the world, whether in the Buddhist countries, whether in India, in the West, everywhere. Sanskrit is still a language being taught everywhere, but taught in a manner which was slightly old-fashioned, which was in a manner which took to textbooks and to religious teachings. What we started getting from all over the world was request from many people in assistance in learning Sanskrit. We got requests for books, we got requests for text material, we got requests for computers, for hardware, for teachers. ICCR used to depute a large number of teachers across the world to different institutes to teach Sanskrit. And so we realized that we need something which is more modern, which is up to date, which works with technology to bring this ancient language to the people. There are a lot of people who want to learn Sanskrit, but they do not want to go through the rigor of learning it in the way it has been taught over the years. So we decided to use modern day tools like machine learning, artificial intelligence, and gaming techniques. Gaming techniques help in bringing life to the language because it makes it interactive. It keeps the attention span of the people. In today's age, young people have a very short attention span, but gaming techniques help to keep that attention. It also helps in keeping them occupied, in going from level to level, in competing with their peers, with competing with others, in learning against themselves, in seeing that tomorrow I will learn more than what I learned today, in getting points. In the whole gaming technique helps in creating an environment where learning becomes fun. So we decided to do a fun way, an easy way to learn Sanskrit. And so ICCR teamed up with Game App company to work out, to design this new app that we are learning called Little Guru. The Little Guru is a beautiful symbol of what we propose to do in teaching Sanskrit to people across the world. This app would help students, teachers, monks, people who are already learning Sanskrit and people who want to learn Sanskrit to be able to get an app which will help them learn it easier at their own pace, whatever time they want, whichever location they're in, whichever area they stay in, to be able to learn Sanskrit. And at each step it helps you to do better. It not only teaches you vocabulary, it teaches you grammar, it teaches you structure, but it also helps you revise, learn, progress on a daily basis, and to find what your progress is against your peers, to get rewards, to get points when you complete sentences, when you complete sets, when you complete courses, and also to have competitions among peers, among friends, among schools, among colleges, to be able to see how well you can progress in Sanskrit. This app, I am hopeful, will ensure that Sanskrit becomes a language that everybody learns, which everybody practices, and it becomes a feeder into some of the great universities which are teaching Sanskrit today. Today there is a large amount of requirement of young people to learn Sanskrit so that our ancient texts, our ancient history, our culture, our tradition does not go waste. We need this language to be able to keep our young people interested in our ancient history and culture and heritage. And so this app is something which ICCI has bought for nations of the world, for different religions, to be able to use this app to teach the young people, the youth about Sanskrit, and through that help them appreciate the great historical, literary and cultural traditions of their country. And I'm sure that all of you will enjoy this app. We are putting a feedback loop into the usage of the app. Your feedback, your views, your comments will help us make the app better so that it suits your requirements. Please get back to us with feedback and comments. Tell us how the app is working. The first few lessons in the app are free. After that it is a pay for app, but ICCR has negotiated very favorable rates, very cheap rates for using this app, and I'm sure the thousands of people who are watching this will want to use this app to be able to learn Sanskrit and to be able to open the doors to some of the greatest literary and religious texts of the world. Thank you very much. Enjoy the day. The launch of the app is from today. We will continue this launch for quite some time. We will make sure that all of you understand all the intricacies of the app. If there is anything that you need from us, you can write to us. All the details are available. It will be on our website. There's a Little Guru website also. So please reach out, please give us your feedback, your comments, and use the app to learn Sanskrit. Hopefully next time we meet, because I'm also started using the app to learn Sanskrit, next time we meet or next time we talk to each other, we will talk in Sanskrit. Thank you very much and namaskar.
Satnam, bienvenidas, bienvenidos. Mi nombre es Andrés B. Darwin y ahora voy a tocar un mantra que se llama Ek Onkar. Todos somos uno. onkar satnam karta pur nirve akal muret ayuni sevangur parsayap adesaj yuga Ekonkar satnam karta pur nirve akal muret ayuni sevangur parsayap adesaj yuga desaj Onkar satnam karta pur nirve akal muret ayuni sevangur parsayap adesaj yuga Satnam, muchas gracias.
Namaskar friends, today is a very special day for the launch of Little Guru Sanskrit app. Today is also a very special day for the future generations in the way Sanskrit will be taught in future. Sanskrit is such an amazing language. It has a structure about it. It allows you to think logically and improves your speech. It's a very rich language which takes us to our history, culture and heritage, whether it's Mahabharata or Upanishads, and also scriptures from various other religions like Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism. And also it's a fun and very interesting language to speak. So why have people stayed away from Sanskrit for so long? I think we are here to change that. That's where Little Guru comes in. Little Guru is an app, of course, but it's also your friend. He's also your guide, he's also your teacher, and he's your inner self. So Little Guru actually allows you to choose a path, the way you want to learn Sanskrit, the speed at which you want to learn Sanskrit, and with whom you want to communicate. Do you wish to talk to your grandparents? Do you want to read Vedas? Do you want to know about technology and Sanskrit together? Little Guru allows you to do that. And now when we look at the new generation, everybody wants to engage in a gamified way, which means that you will get points, you'll get rewards, badges, certificates, and also you can share your points with your friends and compete with them as to how you're learning the whole language. So have the tradition, the richness of the language, at the same time combine it with technology, AI, gamification to make a fantastic fun experience. So while technology left Sanskrit behind, Sanskrit hasn't left technology behind. Definitely now we're going to use technology to learn Sanskrit, and after that we would explore how Sanskrit can be used to enhance technology and computer softwares. So here we are on a wonderful day. Please choose your path on how you want to learn Sanskrit. If you already know, you can start at a higher level. If you want to start afresh, please start afresh. And I'm looking forward to learning Sanskrit along with all of us, and eventually when we interact with each other, Sanskrit should be one of the languages to communicate in. So thank you very much and welcome again to this wonderful launch. Namaskar.
La demanda de aprendizaje del sánscrito. Cada vez más indios e indios no residentes están ansiosos por aprender sobre su civilización y su patrimonio. La gente quiere leer Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana en su versión original. Los extranjeros quieren entender y asociarlo con la civilización más antigua del mundo. La generación Y y la generación Z quieren entender el uso del sánscrito en ciencias y computación. NEP 2020 alienta a las escuelas en India a enseñar sánscrito. ¿Se ha satisfecho esta demanda? Menos de 2 millones de personas pueden hablar sánscrito en algún nivel. Esto es menos del 0.2% de la población india. 50 a 100 millones de personas están deseosas de aprender sánscrito. Muchos de ellos no saben cómo aprenderlo. La mayoría de ellos no encuentran atractivos los métodos actuales de enseñanza del sánscrito. La tecnología tiene un escudo alejado del sánscrito. Google ni siquiera tiene un traductor. No hay un diccionario adecuado de sánscrito en línea. No existe una aplicación impulsada por la tecnología para aprender sánscrito. Es así que te presentamos al ídolo gurú. Él es tu amigo, tu guía, tu gurú, tu yo interior. Él te da un camino para aprender. Él juega contigo y hace que el aprendizaje sea divertido. Te motiva cuando estás cansado o escéptico de aprender. Él te desafía cuando crees que ya sabes mucho. Y también te premia cuando realizas una tarea extraordinaria. ¿Por qué necesitamos una aplicación gamificada para aprender sánscrito? La gamificación aumenta la capacidad de atención. Además, para enseñar, primero tenemos que involucrarnos. El juego siempre ha sido un ingrediente del aprendizaje. Que no haya ninguna restricción y que se utilicen todos los métodos posibles para promover y enseñar lo que es bueno y noble. También ayuden al aprendizaje comunitario. Los estudiantes de la India pueden desafiar a un estudiante de Estados Unidos en una competencia de sánscrito. Utiliza tecnología de aprendizaje automático para personalizar el contenido y mejorar el rendimiento de los estudiantes. Además, es muy amigable y fácil de usar. Aprende según tu conveniencia de tiempo, a las 5 de la mañana o a las 9 de la noche, en cualquier zona horaria. Y este es el camino para aprender sánscrito. El pequeño pundit te ayuda a establecer tus objetivos, a elegir tu camino, a subir de nivel. Te presentamos ejemplos de formatos de aprendizaje gamificado. Arrastrar y soltar, grabar el audio, rellenar el espacio en blanco, encontrar los pares. Análisis y medidas de rendimiento. Esta app analiza tu rendimiento y también hay un seguimiento de tus actividades. Esta aplicación presentará diferentes idiomas. Empezaremos con el inglés, luego las lenguas indias como el hindi, gujarati, bengalí, oriya y otras lenguas. Luego las lenguas del mundo como el francés, español, alemán, tailandés, coreano y otros. A medida que vas avanzando hay premios y recompensas. Algunas de las innovaciones futuras. La antigua sabiduría india. Condensaremos la sabiduría ancestral india con ayuda de eruditos en sánscrito, en principios aplicables. Crearemos módulos para que la gente de negocios, la vida corporativa, la vida pública y la vida social aplique estos principios. Los aprendizajes se tomarían de las escrituras Ramayana, Mahabharata, así como de las enseñanzas de gurús como Panini, Kautilva, Charak, entre otros. Otras de las innovaciones futuras. Centros de llamadas y profesores offline, alrededor de 50 en todo el mundo. Enseñanza en línea de 1 a 1. Tareas de sánscrito que serán asignados por los tutores. Correcciones de las tareas de sánscrito enviados por los alumnos en formato de PDF y tutores a petición.
Namaskaraha. Mam Nam Little Guru. I spoke in Sanskrit, but I'm sure it wasn't too hard to understand. The Sanskrit language is part of a rich Indian culture, a language that is 5,000 years old. Ever thought of learning Sanskrit but didn't do so as learning a new language would be quite cumbersome and boring considering traditional methods of learning? Forget about these books here. You don't have to read them to learn Sanskrit. Well, I'm here to replace the usual language learning style with one that is more fun and easier. Taking the edutainment route via gamification, learning the Sanskrit language is now engaging and motivating. It not only helps develop language skills faster, but also boosts your retention ability. Every milestone you reach awaits rewards for you. Enjoy and enhance your learning experience by interacting with the Sanskrit community across the globe. Get a customized learning path, and I'll guide you across various levels. How is all of this possible? The world's first gamified Sanskrit learning app is ready for you. Download and subscribe to the Little Guru app today.
I am delighted to launch the Little Guru app for learning Sanskrit in Peru and Bolivia.